Hello and good evening to everybody. I've got Larry and Randy on camera. If you guys can hear me, just give me a thumbs up there. All right, awesome. Hello, Lev AI. Welcome to our second weekly pre-launch update. We've got some great updates to share with you tonight. Next week, we're going to have a tremendous amount of updates to share with you. I'm really, really excited to go through some of it. We're making a ton of progress. Whoever's clapping and showing hearts there, I love that. I'd love for this to be interactive. As you hear stuff you like, give me a thumbs up so I know you're out there because I can't see you, even though you can see me. All right, everybody. The future in your hands is accessible with AI, and we're going to help you to leverage AI. My name is Blake Schrader. I've got 18 years of social commerce experience. I've had global roles with international companies all over the world. I'm committed to innovation and rapid growth in social commerce. That's why I'm here. You know, there's no question. You can talk to anybody out there today, and it's not hard to have a conversation about AI. How many of you agree with me? When you're talking with people, everybody wants to listen about AI. Everybody knows it's the future. Everybody knows it's coming. Here's the question. Are you going to be a part of it? How can you leverage the moment in time for yourself? You know, the head of DeepMind said the difference here with AI is it's going to be 10 times bigger than the Industrial Revolution and maybe 10 times faster. I'll tell you what, everybody, if you are a Lev AI partner on this call tonight, I'm just going to encourage you to do one thing. I've been going to AI conferences for the last 3 years. And, I go twice a year to a conference that is specifically tied to AI. Here's the thing. That's not enough. This is changing so quickly. It's growing so quickly. We need to be at the cutting edge, right on the front of the iceberg. There's new stuff coming out every day. You can trust me. We're going to continue to add to our feature set, make sure that you have the best, the latest, and a perfect mix of products for every small business, entrepreneur, solopreneur, sidepreneur, influencer, affiliate to grow massive, massive businesses. Lev AI makes it simple for every entrepreneur to launch, market, and grow business. Here is the really exciting thing about that. No expensive CMO, no expensive employees, no agency or complicated tech skills required. In fact, I'm pretty proud of myself. I went in, I've manufactured and been a visionary for lots of websites throughout my career. I built some big ones, lots of visitors. I've never known how to put one together, though. I always had teams of people that did that for me. Wouldn't you know it? I sat down the other night and I made a website. I'm really thrilled about that. I can't wait for you to try it too, and I can't wait more for your customers to try it. That would have cost me $10,000 or $20,000 at least if I had gone out and hired an agency, and I just did it all by myself. I can't wait for you to see the tool. Okay, Lev AI is going to solve some serious, serious challenges that small businesses, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, sidepreneurs, agents, real estate agents, insurance agents, home business type people face every single day. Gosh, I'm sure that you guys have had, as you've been all over the world building businesses or in your backyard building a business, I'm sure you've heard the same thing from a lot of people that you've tried to help in the past. How many of you heard this one? Gosh, I just don't know who to talk to anymore. I've heard that one time and time again, and it's heart-wrenching to hear that because in the past, there hasn't been like an immediate solution for that. You have to learn some life skills in order to fix that problem. And we're about to launch a tool where we can help every single person be able to do that instantly. That is pretty phenomenal. One of the other challenges that entrepreneurs face specifically is even when you do have customers, what do you say to your customers to be able to attract them, create a business of attraction instead of push them away? And so many people, when they first get involved, out of goodwill and good intent, they just don't know what to say and they say the wrong thing, unfortunately, and it pushes people away. And that's their first experiences in entrepreneurism. We're going to help them to make that first experience a massively successful experience through using the Lev AI tools. So we're going to eliminate some of these problems: costly, complex, fragmented marketing tools, tech intimidation and burnout, poor lead generation and customer retention, and no clear guide to grow your audience. Here's some of the solutions we're going to bring to the marketplace. I already talked about them. Makes building and maintaining a candidate list become far easier. Now, I'm telling you right now, I have traveled the world throughout, the last 15 years of my life, helping solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small business people start and scale businesses. And man, if everyone could just, if every entrepreneur could learn the skill of building and maintaining a candidate list, their business would massively change. How many of you agree with me? If you learned to always have your customer list growing right in front of you, how much different your business could be. That's what you're about to have with Lev AI. We're going to create confidence about what to say to each prospect or customer throughout the engagement process. Another massive challenge in our space, and I can't wait till we have these tools available for you. You're not going to have to guess what to say. Even the person who joins your business tomorrow is not going to need to guess what to say. AI is going to understand each personal partner in the business and each of your personal customers or prospects in the business. And it is going to develop for you suggestions or scenarios or what you might say and in your own words in order to create that attraction. Really powerful tools. Keeps you in front of your customers to maximize your sales. This is a funny one. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I know a lot of really, really, really successful small business people, entrepreneurs. You know what they're good at? Almost all of them. They're really good at selling. Like they could sell you darn near anything, whether you need it or not. You know what they're not great at? Like keeping track of people that maybe they sold stuff to, or, you're talking about people that have engaged with thousands of people, and they're just not really good at keeping up to tabs with all of those thousands of people. We're going to make that more simple with the tools that we're creating here in Lev AI. And maybe the biggest thing, this is what stops people in their tracks every single day. There's two things that stop people in their tracks every single day. Here's what they are, ladies and gentlemen. If you're scared of something, you don't do anything. You just get frozen in fear. And if you're confused about something, then you just sit there and you think you're working hard because you're thinking a lot and you're thinking, and it can feel like hard work and it'll wear you out and you're tired. But man, what did it accomplish at the end of the day? Not a lot, right? So we're going to eliminate confusion and fear with our artificial intelligence based tools and put them in your hands and in the hands of the marketplace so that you can build consistent momentum in your business. One of the competitive advantages that we're going to have in Lev AI is we are going to give you all the tools that a small business, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, an affiliate, influencer would need right here at their fingertips. Now, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, everybody. Look, there might be a tool or two that you still might find that's very, very cool out there that might help you in your business. However, what I am saying is, as I look at the landscape right now, man, if I want to have a tool to make a video, then I got to have this subscription. And if I want to have a tool to make a PowerPoint, then I got to have this other one. And then if I want to have, a tool to make a website, I got to have that. And before you know it, you're spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every month. And by the way, none of these tools talk to one another. You got to have different logins for every single one of them. It's really just confusing and complex. We're going to bring that all into one home, one foundation for every single one of you. The first part, which I'm really excited about, we're calling it MyAI Social. Build presence online consistently. We're going to go through each of these, so I'm going to kind of blaze through this. Your own customer retention management tool, we're calling it MyNetwork. Your own instant AI website builder, that's the one I told you about earlier. It's called MyWeb. Reminders to build your business. This is called My Momentum. It's like a co-pilot there at your side. And My Reach with our monthly leads program. So let's talk about each of these here very briefly. MyAI Social, it's all about building a presence and consistency in your message with your audience and saying things that are going to attract people instead of push people away. Create engaging social posts in seconds. AI is going to help you develop it. Again, you'll see when you log into the portal, we've got it ready here pretty soon. The system's going to get to know you. It's going to ask you some questions about yourself. It's going to get to know who you are, how you engage, what your voice is like. Every time you upload a contact, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's also going to get to know them. And then the system is going to come up with prompts on how you should talk to each specific customer. It's very, very powerful, all using AI. And of course, straight from the Lev AI system, you'll be able to post directly to your social profile. You're not going to have to go into like 10 different accounts once you've got the language that Lev AI helped you come up with and post it in like 10 different places. It's all integrated into one. That's pretty powerful. You can save a lot of time and energy once you consolidate down and have a simple tool that can talk on all of the platforms. All right, you're going to get MyNetwork or our custom relationship management tool. This is really cool. So everybody, you can take your phone. Uh, I have several social profiles on my phone, just like all of you do, sitting there wherever you are, and I can literally once the system launches, you'll see you can take a picture of any social profile and it will import it straight into the system. And like I was talking to you before, it will actually then build a profile for that individual. And AI will teach you how you should be talking with that particular individual throughout the customer engagement process. It's really, really powerful. Done are the days where we talk to everybody the same exact way as if everybody is built the same exact way. I'm looking at two guys on my screen that are totally different. Larry's got hair and Randy doesn't. They got a lot of differences about him. Okay, Larry's younger than Randy is. They got different skills and talents. We should each take the best of us, understand who our customers are, and then talk to them in a way that they would like to be communicated with. Our tool is going to help you do that. All right, next we've got our website builder. I told you I've been playing around with this tool so I can understand really how simple it is because everybody's been telling me it's so simple. And I watched a couple other people build one, but I wanted to know for myself without anybody sitting next to me, how is this tool really easy enough so that it can scale? And I'll tell you what, I'm super proud of how easy the tool is to use and how I could literally in one evening build a website and have it go live to the world. Pretty impressive. I remember, when I've been managing companies, my last CEO gig, I was there for 8 years. We built lots of websites. I don't ever remember popping up a website in less than like 30 or 45 days. And I don't ever remember spending less than 20 or 30 grand to do that. For everything, by the way, everybody, the AI tool helps you with the creative that you're going to need on your website to then be able to populate your website and then be able to put your website online. It's an amazing, amazing tool. I can't wait for you to see it. All right, our next feature is called My Momentum. They're reminders to build your business. So this is what I was talking about. I've met lots and lots of massively powerful salespeople over the course of my 15 years, all around the world, every corner of the world, some of the best. And, like I said, they're really good at recruiting and they're really good at sales. You know, Sometimes it can lack a little bit in the follow through. So we wanted to build a tool that can teach you how to engage with your customers and your enrolled customers and your customers for the very, very long term. My Momentum is going to help you work with that. And of course, every single message that you're ever going to use inside of Lev AI, it's not you having to come up with it. There's this very, very cool feature inside the back office that you'll see where it's going to make suggestions and recommendations to you. Then you can tweak it however you might want to tweak it. But I'd be careful. I think the responses that the system's coming up with are pretty darn good. Finally, our monthly lead program. This is an incredibly powerful tool, and here's why I'm mostly excited about it. It's not that I'm massively excited about the leads. Okay, I am. And I'll be even more excited when I hear from one of you that you've used the lead program and that you've generated new customers in your business. That's going to make my day. Okay. What I'm more excited for is for all of you to be able to have a chance to get to know Lev AI and be able to test the program out on prospects that you don't know. Remember when we were talking about fear just a few minutes ago, and lots of people are have crazy fear to talk to people that they know. We can test this out in our lead program, and I'm really, really excited for that. I know if any of you are like me, the very first time I ever had to do something or open my mouth to somebody, it wasn't easy. How many of you have that same experience? In fact, it can be quite hard. I look back at it now and it's like, no, it's really easy to talk to people. Well, that's because, I've been at it for 15 years. I remember the first time it wasn't so easy. And this business by the way, is all about helping people start their entrepreneurial journey. And those in the middle making it more successful. And those at the end being able to put a feather on the cap. So we got people all along the spectrum that are joining Lev AI every day. By the way, I should have mentioned this right from the get-go. Talk about crazy, crazy momentum. We put up a website, everybody, 3 weeks ago, I think, about 3 weeks ago. Do you all know we have 10,000 people enrolled in the company now today? Man, if you've been part of building the pre-launch for this company, I want to give you a big congratulations. I want you to keep it going. We don't have that long left during our pre-launch timeframe here, okay? You know, I'm not going to say it's easy. Nothing in life is easy, okay? But right now, when you don't have to put a credit card down or do anything like that, you can enroll lots of people. Let's keep our eyes on the prize here. Once we get the company launched, we want to engage all those customers. All of you want every single one of those customers or partners inside of the business. And so let's keep those contacts warm as we get through the process here and get ready to launch the company, which I'll share with you about here in a little bit. Okay, everybody. We got some really cool things to share now. Um, Last week, I was watching some of the notes. They're not coming up on the screen here, but the notes, the chat, it comes back on the back end. And we got people at the corporate office who are monitoring that and telling me what people are saying. And so we try to follow up and understand what all of you are feeling and saying about the business during the pre-launch and all those kinds of things. And I'll tell you, the number one request so far has been, can we just see how the product works a little bit? We want to understand it. And of course, I want to show it to you like no other. I want to show you the whole darn feature set because I'm so proud of it and so excited for you to be able to access it. But I think, and you tell me if you agree, I can't see your chats, but you tell me with a thumbs up or thumbs down. I think the thing that people are most excited about in Lev AI right now is access to your video twin. I think that people are really excited to be able to use that. I mean, talk about a powerful tool here. Lots of people don't have, they got like a vision that's so narrow that it doesn't see past their backyard. I got a vision that sees around the entire globe, right? And I want to help entrepreneurs and small businesses. I want to help all around the world, those types of people. Um, this video twin tool makes that completely possible, and it's really exciting. So I'm now going to show you a preview of the video AI twin solution, and I hope you're excited about it, as excited as I am. So every plan, we're going to go over the plans here in a minute as well, and we're gonna launch the pricing tonight. So you guys are all going to see, and gals, what the pricing is to become a partner or member in Lev AI. I think you're going to be really proud and excited of the pricing that the company's got. But let me show you how this works. You can actually record a video, or you could just use a script that Lev AI creates for you that it will turn into a video. So you don't even have to make a video of yourself if you don't want to. You can just create a script. Once you've got your twin up and running, that script, use that script, and you can select in dozens of languages that you want that video to be made in, and bang. Now you're going to be in business, not just in your backyard. You're going to be in Japan, and you're going to be in Europe, and you're going to be in Asia, and you're going to be all over the place, just like that. Now you speak their language. That's a powerful tool. You can speak in dozens of languages. So when you get started, you'll see once you got access to the back office, you'll use your photo, pick your best photo. You're in full control. And so you get to choose what you look like as your twin. Or, by the way, some people probably maybe don't want to use a picture of themselves. So there's going to be a library of twins that you can also choose from in the back office if you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason using your own image as your twin. Once you've selected your twin, whether it's your own picture or somebody or one of the twins that we've got there loaded up for you, you give it your script. You can write that script with AI, and you twin your voice. I was helping somebody twin their voice today. You're going to see a sample of it here in a few minutes. Or you could pick a voice from the library right now. It doesn't have to be your own voice. Somebody said something funny to me today. because I was explaining this tool to them, and they're like, Blake, not everybody likes the sound of their own voice. And I'm like, okay, I never thought of that. So anyway, you can use somebody else's voice if you don't like the sound of your own voice, and you can set the emotion and tone of the video. So Larry, you're on here right now. I was talking to you last night. I was wondering if overnight, because last night when I was talking to you, you said you didn't know how to speak Spanish. Did you learn how to speak Spanish overnight, Larry?
No, I did not.
All right, buddy. Well, here is your first look at your twin speaking Spanish. And I picked Spanish because I want Larry, he lives here in Southern California. I want him to grow a massive Latino community in his business. So I picked Spanish for this one. And here you go.
Estoy encantado de usar la función de conversión de foto a video de Lev AI, que pronto estará disponible. Se llama MyAI Video y puede convertir tu foto en una representación de ti con movimiento y voz.
All right, Larry. So you didn't actually send me those words in a video. You just sent me a picture. And then I asked you, and then we set the script and it came out with that. I mean, this is your first time seeing it. I would love to hear what you think about it.
Absolutely incredible. I've got people on this Zoom right now that speak Spanish. They've never heard me speak Spanish unless it was with another app or a WhatsApp translation. So that is absolutely incredible. And I think about teams in Turkey and Vietnam. So incredible. I did say one thing, Blake, though. I would have to approve it with my actual twin because now his face is going out there.
That's my face. I had to approve. This is our AI triplet Barry, and he gets 2 thumbs up.
I love it. I love it. So Larry also told me I wanted him to build a business in Latin America, but he told me that he's got a bunch of fired up people in Turkey. So we also made one of these for Larry in Turkey. Now, Larry in Turkish. Now, before I show you this, I'm looking at a picture of you. You didn't make a video here. This is just a still photo that you sent to me, right?
Absolutely. Just a still photo in the backyard.
By the way, it could be a Gary because I can't tell a difference.
It could be me. It could be me.
But I want to show you
Estoy encantado.
the video in Turkish. Again, guys, neither Larry nor Gary knows how to speak Turkish. All right, I promise you that much.
Very true.
And this just comes from a photo, and then we upload it into our system, and you all will have access to this very, very soon. But now, I mean, Larry, before I show this, you told me that you're excited about building a team with customers and partners in Turkey. Tell me before I show this, you've probably done it before and you didn't have a tool like this one. How will this change your business building in Turkey?
This is life-changing. First of all, it's a digital product, so I don't have to worry about shipping. I don't have to worry about customs. This is a digital product. And again, with the technology to be able to sit here and do a full presentation, just put the script in and speak it as myself in Turkish or Vietnamese or Spanish. This is life-changing for any business, not just network marketing or
And
online.
me personally, I get a headache hearing him speak in English, so this is going to be really tough on me.
All right, let's hear it. Here it comes, everybody. Larry Lane in Turkish.
Lev AI'nın yakında piyasaya sürülecek olan fotoğraftan videoya dönüştürme özelliğini kullanmaktan heyecan duyuyorum. Adı MyAI Video ve fotoğrafınızı hareket eden, konuşan bir temsilinize dönüştürebiliyor.
It's pretty amazing.
From a photo, that's unbelievable. That's incredible.
It's hard to believe that, the mouth is moving just like the words. I mean, it really, if we could move the clock back 10 years and I could appear and show you that this was possible, I'm not even sure people would believe it. It's totally outrageous. And I think it changes the way that we can build and scale businesses outside of our own language and outside of our own backyard.
Absolutely incredible. I agree with you, Blake. Thank you so much. I'm excited to get that video to my Turkish team.
Thank you, guys.
Larry and Gary, thanks for being on. And thanks, Larry, for sending me these pictures and letting me clone your voice as well to get these. I can't wait till you can do this in dozens of languages because I know what's going to happen once we have that possibility.
Thank you, Blake.
Everybody, here is the pricing. I know that last week we went over all the features. I'll quickly run through them again just in case you weren't on last week. We did not share the pricing last week because we've still been working on dialing this in a little bit. But today we're deploying for you the pricing. So the basic package costs $49. The pro package costs $99. Now, so with the basic package, you get the video tool that I just showed you. You get the MyAI Social that we talked about. That's the writing assistant that will help you post everything on social media. You get one business profile in the basic package. You get multiple business profiles in the pro package. What's the difference? Well, if you want to have a Lev AI business, plus you want to have your, online marketing business, plus you want to have whatever other business you might be engaged in, you can have multiple profiles because here's the thing, messaging matters, okay? Different businesses have different messages and different businesses have different customers. Lev AI and the technology that we're using is smart enough to figure all that out and tailor everything appropriately for the business you're talking about and for the customer you're talking about. So you get multiple with the pro version. MyAI Social, we talked about that. The CRM network, we talked about that. Instantly uploading contacts through your social networks into the system, building out those customer profiles. You can talk to them appropriately. Okay, we move on to the pro version. You get the web builder. You get the enhanced CRM system that comes along with the website. You get the searchable prospect leads. And then we're going to talk about this more later because people are confused about these last couple. This is not lead your team. I'm talking about having a platform where you've got all of your content, where you can invite people who may or may not be a part of Lev AI to see that content. It's sort of like a content bank that you can use for any business. People were confused. They thought it was like cross-lining. It's not that at all. We'll share more about that feature as we're getting ready to launch the company. And of course, I'm really excited for this last one. It's your interactive AI avatar. For those of you that have been working to build your own profile on social media over the years or last months or however long it's been, and you've got sufficient content out there, there's going to be the possibility for you to have your own AI version of yourself that is interactive. So imagine this, you can be having 50, 100, 1,000, 100,000 conversations all at the same time in different languages with people around the world, and you don't even need to be there. It will rely on your content. It will give your answer. That's the only place it grabs content from. So it might be a wise idea to start thinking about, if you haven't already done so, building some content so that one day you can have your interactive AI version of yourself to scale your business on a global basis. So maybe I'll ask Randy to talk right now because Randy's been involved in entrepreneurship and small business and, direct selling for, I don't know, a long time. I'll let him tell you how long. But he has, really focused on himself and built out a lot of content. He has become one of the premier trainers in the entire industry. And he can, I've got, gosh, I wish I had it sitting here next to me, but I've got tape cassettes that are literally made in the 90s. That's how much content he's been doing over the years. Now imagine if you could put all of that content in one place and then have somebody that, well, it's not somebody, the interactive version of you that knows all that stuff and can answer literally any question about direct selling that anybody might answer. How powerful would that be in your business?
So Blake, first of all, fantastic. And Larry, my gosh, there's some awesome Turkish speaking there, buddy. So, folks, my joy is unlimited. Why? I've been 35 years in this industry. And in those 35 years, what I've come to realize is that what people really want is what? They want to be more happy more of the time. I thought when people joined me that if they just made money, that would solve the issue. The fact is, it is not. I've had people become extraordinarily successful in terms of their check who didn't feel that they were validated, who didn't feel trusted, respected, who didn't feel like they were contributing and they were being listened to by the company. What I've come to understand is that, yes, we all need to make money, but there's much more to it than that if we want to really build an organization that stands the test of time. I learned a long time ago that what I want is what everybody else wants. We want to be more happy more of the time. And so I've delivered this content, these lessons in life and leadership. That's the baseline to what I've done for the last 2.5 decades, almost 3 decades. And you know where that content has been effectively delivered? Wherever I was at that moment in time, to the limited audience who could speak English, because sadly I'm an American and we only learned how to speak one language. I am literally giddy, contemplating and thinking about people all over the world. I don't have to be all of those places. By the way, if you invite me, I'll still come because I want you to have a relationship with me, not just with a digital tool. But here's the truth. Today, my message, and now take me out of the equation. your message can be delivered all over the planet. You can only be at one place at one time, but your digital twin can be every place at one time. You might be among the fortunate ones who are bilingual, trilingual, multilingual. None of you speak 150 languages. I know that. Having the ability to deliver our message, whatever that message is, in a seamless way. Gosh, just even contemplating the fact that tonight at 3 a.m., the way that things have been going is that I'll be asked to do a Zoom for someone in China or someone in Indonesia or in Malaysia. And you know what? I'll get up and I'll do it because I do that which is required to succeed. I cannot wait to have my digital twin do it. So I'll sleep and then I'll check and see how it went in the morning. And I can't wait to know that it's going on in Polish and it's going on in Hebrew and it's going on in Russian and it's going on in Mandarin and it's going on in English. Folks, this is the single most important breakthrough moment in any of our careers. Please, no one consider this to be a continuation or extension of our past. This is a new moment, and we can do more in the next year than we've done in the last decade if we learn how to properly leverage artificial intelligence by becoming a foundational leader in Lev AI. Blake, I am thrilled. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thanks for sharing, Randy. I agree with you wholeheartedly. So this is going to be by invitation only, but it's part of the pro package if you want to be considered to be able to build this. Okay, everyone. Now that we've launched the pricing, I want to show you the unmatched value that Lev AI is going to bring to the marketplace. If you were able to go out and purchase all these tools separately, I'm telling you, even if you did a great job finding all of these tools, you're going to pay at least $315 a month for them. And by the way, they're not going to talk to one another. They're not going to interact with one another. They're not going to work seamlessly together. But you'd spend at least, and that's very conservatively, by the way, $315 a month. At Lev AI, you're going to get the full set and they're going to talk together, work together. They've been packaged together specifically for your business, for small businesses, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, sidepreneurs, affiliates, influencers, $99 a month. That is tremendous value. Gosh, I don't think I'm quite sure that most of you, as we've been going through this process, maybe thought, gosh, I wonder how much this is going to cost. I'm guessing that most people would have guessed far more than $99. We're really proud. We want to build a massive customer base in this company, and so we want to provide unmatched value. Strong value story for all members, accessible all around the globe. High member satisfaction and stable business and generous payout rates, everybody. I'll cover that in 1 second. You can generate substantial commissions with this opportunity. And don't think because that we're $49.99 that you can't. No, quite the opposite. Go get a boatload of customers and you can generate commissions, and we'll show you how to do that. There is a large market out there, everybody, a very large market. Everybody wants to hear about AI. Everybody knows they have to implement AI in their lives and their businesses to become more efficient and to stay competitive. There's a $556 billion gig economy that's projected to be 2.15 trillion by 2033. There are 70 million freelancers in the United States alone. There are 30 million people in this country who are non-employer businesses. Those are all our customer demographic. Here is how you can leverage AI. We're going to pay out 50% in generous acquisition bonuses. 30% of that is an acquisition bonus. 20% is ongoing every single month. You're going to earn level commissions on like 8 levels with dynamic compression. Now, if you're new on the webcast this week, we went over the comp plan last week. I'm not going to spend again 30 minutes going through the comp plan. It's very simple. Get with your upline if you would like to have a detailed comp plan training. We did that last week. Help your partners to become successful. Anytime you help your sales team to become successful, you are going to earn check match. You get it on up to 4 levels of your personal enrollment tree. You can earn infinity bonuses down each leg. Again, get with your enroller if you'd like to have a discussion about a detailed compensation plan training discussion. Keep your eyes on the prize, everybody. Here is how to build those. Parts of those bonuses are dependent on your rank. Here's what's not dependent on your rank. The 30% acquisition bonus is paid to every single person who sponsors a new partner into the business, regardless of your rank. And the 20% monthly ongoing is paid to every single person, regardless of your rank. Others of these, of the payouts that I just mentioned are some dependent on rank. To be a partner, here's what you have to do. You pay a $19 annual license. That's it. So I was looking through the chats. I saw somebody ask, what's the annual fee? It's $19. It's one time a year. That's not per month, okay? It's really, really reasonable. To be a lead partner, what do you have to do? You have to have one leg with $250 minimum volume in each leg. To be an advanced partner, two legs with 500 minimum volume in each leg. By the way, in this company, volume is volume. Okay, there's no conversion. It's just volume. And if it's 500, it's 1-to-1 CV to dollar ratio there. You want to be a mentor partner, three legs with 1,000 in each. A director partner, four legs with 2,500 each. An innovative director, four legs with 5,000 each. A visionary director, five legs with 10,000 each. And a legacy director, five partner legs with 20,000 each. I am dearly hoping that on our very first week, we have got some legacy directors to celebrate, because I think that we will, given what's been happening in the pre-enrollment. Okay, everybody, unlock up to 8 levels of pay as you advance through the ranks, unlock up to 4 levels of check match as you advance through the ranks, and also the infinity pay as you advance through the ranks. Everyone, we are moving at a very rapid pace to be able to deliver this opportunity to you, to be able to turn this company on and start putting customers into the business. Multilingual language support is now available in the back office. You can choose from up to 10 languages. There are more to come. My question for you is, are you ready to lead? I can tell you, we here who are responsible for growing the company are 100% committed to being a leader and a voice in the artificial intelligence space. Now is the time for every single one of you to get started. If you haven't already, I know many of you have. Lev AI will officially launch, everybody, in 2 to 4 weeks. Now, last week I was on this webcast and I said 2 to 6 weeks. That means that we have shaved 2 weeks off of our time frame here in the last week. In other words, we have gained a week on the back end. Okay, we are targeting mid-September to launch this company. However, there are still some unknowns out there that I have to be comfortable with before I can commit to that. So we are talking about officially launching the company within 2 to 4 weeks from today. We are making progress every single day. There's all kinds of things that we need to have ready for you. Most importantly, and I know you're concerned about them, most importantly, organizing all of the tools in the back office so they're very easy for you to use. I'm hoping to show you more product demos next week. Today you saw the AI video twin. Making sure that we can take payments around the world. Everyone, a phenomenal job. We've got customers and partners from all over the world in just the last 3 weeks. We want to be ready, make sure that we're ready to be able to support everybody in your business and make sure that you understand exactly what's going on, where it's prime, where there's some work to do, so on and so forth. We're working on getting all those things together. In the meantime, if you haven't enrolled, please go pre-enroll. If you've already enrolled and you haven't gone in and updated your profile information, please, please, please do it. The only way that the company can tell where we should invest our time and our resources is if we understand where our partners are coming from. We had an incredible week of enrolling last week, especially towards the end of the week. I wish you guys could see all the data that I can see. It's actually mind-blowing. We are going to have a tremendous launch of this company. Next week, we'll come on again. I'm hoping to show you more of the technology and give you some more updates. In the meantime, we'll be hard at work, heads down, making sure to deliver for you an opportunity and a company and a product that you're going to be very, very proud of. Until then, everybody, we'll announce next week when will be the webcast next week. Until then, let's make it a great middle and end of this week and into next week. Let's keep the momentum going, and I will talk to you in about a week. Good night from San Diego, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. Thank you, Blake.